Hey guys, what's up? I'm John Crossland and this is
Gill
and we are part of Armory Infirmary. We're a metalcore band from Indian Valley.
If you woke up one morning and you were the opposite gender, what's the first thing that you would do?
Ooh, wow.
Get away with the speeding ticket.
Oh.
Away from my breasticles.
Man, I don't know. What can girls do that rule that we can't do? Cook all day and cook well? What's something that girls can do that we can't do?
Master high heels.
Ooh.
True.
No.
I tried high heels once.
Man, I'm gonna go with probably speed.
Okay, so who's your target audience?
I don't know.
I would say
What about you?
everybody. I think hopefully I would like everybody to listen to Armory Infirmary.
Whoever cares.
Yeah, whoever cares enough. I mean, we are a Christian band. You know, we kind of want to speak truth and just help out kids any way we can, no matter what anyone believes. But at the end of the day, we hope people that totally believe the opposite of what we believe can listen to us and enjoy our shows and hang out. You know, some of our best friends, play in completely different bands, and they all come and support us. Same thing with our friends. So anyone, definitely.
So how do you prepare yourself vocally before a show?
I just chill. I try not to talk a lot, which is hard for me because being me, everyone's like, hey, and I want to talk to everyone because I love everyone. I mean, if you look good as Trey from Rosa Gordon Levitt, then who wouldn't want to talk to him? But yeah, I just chill. Honey, literally, you see a lot of vocalists nowadays have bottles of honey and or like green tea, and it's really, really good for you, and it tastes really good too.
What's that stuff? Throat coat?
Throat coat. If any vocalists are watching here, if you're new to the scene, go out and get throat coat. Put like 3 little packets from Wendy's of like sugar and honey in it, and it'll be so good. It helps your throat a lot.
Good. How have you changed from your past records?
Ooh, wow, another great question.
I think, of course, production, we want the way it sounds to be better. And, we want it to sound bigger and fuller, not, weak and little.
Yeah. I think we've been doing this for so long, probably since I was 15, 14, I've been in bands, and I'm kind of at the point where, if I want to do something with music, I want it to be really, really serious. I want it to be the best it can be, and, not settling for second best, mixing, who we record with, everything. And sound-wise, I don't know. I think literally, lineup has changed a lot for Armory, and now we have 4 solid guys, including myself, that really all love each other, and we just bounce ideas off of each other. So it's, I think it's gotten more heavier in some aspects, more melodic in some aspects, and it's all over the place. There's some songs that are just super heavy songs, and there's some songs that could almost be a worship song. So, yeah.
When you're writing music, what's the main focus? What are you aiming for, both lyrically and instrumentally?
Well, lyrically, I just write what's ever on my heart, probably, since the last record, I've had a bunch of lyrics, and thoughts and stuff that I've scribbled on, note paper, notebooks I have from old high school days, or, just in the notepad of my phone if there's anything that's on my heart during the day or the week or the month. And it's just literally, it's like there's a thought that's there, I'll write it down, and then I come back to all those notes. I go through all of them, even if it takes me half an hour, and somehow I make lyrics out of that. Some days, there'll be days where I've written a whole song that we used. Keeper was one day, one foul swoop. Well, not foul, I think cool swoop, because that turned out to one of my favorite songs I've ever written. So yeah, just whatever's on my heart.
Ever really satisfied with the song? Are you really fully satisfied, or do you think you could always improve on it?
Wow.
I think that we'll write a song, we'll say, okay, that's good, and then we'll record it with the rest EP, we'll record it, and then we listen to it, and we're okay, and then we do different things live.
Yeah.
Tanner will add a pinch harmonic, and it's it just changes the song, or it's something that wasn't in the recording, and then lately I've been doing vocals when I get the chance, so that's something that we change. So yeah, we're satisfied. at that moment, but there's always gonna be like a time where like, man, it would be really
Right,
cool if
yeah.
we did this or we did that.
Yeah, and what he brought up was like perfect. We recorded our last EP, and then we listened to it over and over, and I think we, for the most part, we're really, really happy with it. And everyone that listens to us goes crazy. I don't know how we've gotten the family base we have, but there's still parts, just like Gil said, that we come up with live and come up with during practice, and they'll be used if we use the songs, and maybe when we use the songs, dropping any hints. Again, that there will definitely be new stuff, little Armory Infirmary isms that we thought of since we wrote that song.
Okay, so how do you feel as though you've grown in the past like month or 6 months or even a year?
Band-wise?
Yes.
Lately, like since we got off tour, like it was my first tour. I think it was about like 20 days. So personally, I like learned a lot, and like I like started buying music, and that's a weird thing to say because I'm a musician, but like I started like paying for music. I started like giving bands money and stuff like that just to support them, because like every little bit counts. And like when you drive 2 or 3 hours away and you go to a show and then they say, hey, it's canceled, or hey, there's no guarantee, or hey, like we can't like support you in any way, but we want you to play. It's like, yeah, that's great, we can play, but like at the end of the day, we gotta find a way to get to the next place. So we learned a lot, and as a band, like we had some serious like sit down and talk time and say, this is what's going on, this is what we should do to fix it, and it just we learned so much. It's like,
Yeah, it's cool. Our merch girl actually sit us down and said, you guys need to talk about everything, and it's good. I mean, and it says a lot about this band, and like the friends we have and the people that come see us and care about us. For them to be like, hey, you love each other. Act like it. Talk about this. You guys are super strong together. Show that. And talk. And for us to do that, that shows a lot about us as a band and a family. And I'm really happy, to be in a band with Gil, Tanner, and Matt. And it's been a huge blessing. And I think, tour was just a crazy eye-opener. This was the first tour with Gil on it, his first tour, and our first tour with our drummer Matt, and it's just the best time ever, and we just grew a lot as people individually. So
Nice. So what inspired you to get into music, and what keeps you going when it seems like it's getting too hard?
That's a super awesome question. What got me into music? Probably, let's go way back to the days of MySpace. And I don't know how, this was when, like, the coolest thing ever, like, bands would message you and be like, yo, what's up? We're this band from blah, 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 New Jersey. I remember there was this band called The Years Gone By, and they're not around anymore. They were super awesome pop punk band. They messaged me and, like, sent me their music for free, and I literally went to every single one of their shows that was within a half an hour radius of my house. And but yeah, listening to bands like Attack, The Devil Wears Prada, Under Oath, Define the Great Line, and They're Only Chasing Safety was probably 2 of my favorite albums of all time. And the other part of the question was, what keeps you going? There's a lot of things. There's a bunch of people in this room right now, our friends here, they all keep me going. People that shows up to Armory Infirmary shows every single day. My best friend Gill, my best friend Tanner, my best friend Matt, this crazy girl that's around here somewhere yelling things that I like a lot, and God, definitely, for me, just my faith has kept me going through everything. At the end of the day, when I totally feel crappy and I have no idea how I can get up, just being able to, look at everything I've seen, everything that God has provided for me, things that I can't explain, I'll never be able to explain, this peace, this love I have that I don't know where it came from, that definitely keeps me going.
okay, how I found music. The earliest, no, I'm good.
Speak in the mic, they can't hear you.
The earliest memory that I have, I don't remember if this was before or after the next part, but the first CD that I bought, I don't remember why, but it was Elefunk by the Black Eyed Peas, and I still jam that shit. It's awesome.
Way too much.
And I remember, like, I don't know why there was a Backstreet Boys CD in my in my house, but I would like
Yeah, Backstreet
put it into my
Boys.
PS2 and like shut my door and like dance to it, and then like that's like the earliest memory of music. And
Yeah.
I just from there, like every time I saw something like musically, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I started playing violin, and I've been playing since
He's
third
awesome.
grade.
Make him play for you sometime. He's too shy to play for us. Now 8, that CD, Now 8. If you've never heard Now 8, there's Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Sum 41.
I got the commercial in my head.
Yeah, dude. Who else? I was gonna say Smashing Pumpkins, not Smashing. Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Blink. One of my favorite CDs of all time. The only CD that I've ever broken because I've listened to it so much. Now 8 was a huge influence in my life.
And how difficult is it for you guys to get together and practice?
It's really cool. I don't know how we do it. I live 50 minutes to an hour away,
Our drummer Matt lives in New Jersey,
which is like 2 hours away. And Gill lives like 20 minutes away from where we practice in Harleysville. But we're still able to get together like every week and practice, and it was cool. Like things didn't click leading up to tour. We weren't able to practice, with every single member there, with the 3 weeks before tour. But it was awesome, when tour came, time to go out. It was awesome. I felt that we were tight, every night. So even when we're not practicing every single week, we're still able to come out somehow and just feel each other and match each other and play a fun show. So,
Good. So how was touring?
Who did we play with? We played with Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. This is all at Life Fest. I don't know how we got on that. We played with Red Jumpsuit. Your face right now.
Dude, it was
Oh
alright.
my
Red
God.
Jumpsuit
Funny story.
Apparatus.
Really wait.
What was the one
Time.
band? The
What?
guy. I keep thinking Capsize. We did Creed.
Creed. Okay, funny story. You're hearing this now first. Scott Stapp. Yes, but he played all the Creed songs. So, funny story. Okay, so our drummer Matt was like, "Yo, all I want for Christmas is to see Creed with you." And I was like, "Yo, I don't know how we can do this. Like, we don't have backstage passes." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna see if I can do some miracle smile or do something." And I don't know what. I'm just gonna go ask. And so I walked like a mile up to where the gate was, where you come into Life Fest, and I was like, "Hey, we don't have backstage passes. Do we need them? It'd be really cool. We don't know what we're gonna do." And he was like, "Okay, let me see. Here's Gretchen. Talk to Gretchen." Yeah, Gretchen. Blah 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 blah. And then she was like, "Talk to your supervisor." Talk to her supervisor, and he came over and he was like, "Yeah, let me walkie-talkie someone." So it was like, like I was waiting for a while, and then the dude just came out and gave us 2 backstage passes.
Wow.
I ran and gave one to Matt, and we walked backstage and watched Creed backstage, and we were just jamming out. We're like, "Can you take me higher?" And we're taking lots of selfies, and they got really mad and made us walk out after because we were really, really loud. But I mean, if you're watching Creed backstage and you see like 10,000 people in Scottsdale, you'd probably jam out too.
I have another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember we stayed at some like crappy gas station.
Yes.
Every gas station has crappy
Yes.
coffee.
What was that gas station? Peanut Gallery? The gas station we stayed at when our car broke down?
What, Memorial?
Rudders. No.
No.
I'm not talking about
What are you
that.
talking about?
I'm talking about, okay, so we were staying at this gas station, and there was another van there.
Oh,
and
Pilot.
I was
Pilot.
Pilot.
yeah, so we were at some gas station, and
It was War
we
Ages.
woke up like
War of
really early in
Ages.
the morning. Turns out War of Ages was in that van, and we
Super
played with
cool
them like
metal
a
band.
couple
If you
days
haven't
before
heard
that
them,
at
go
Life
check them
Fest.
out.
And it was just like, oh hey, you're on tour, cool. And like, I don't know, we just ran into War of Ages. I wasn't expecting to run into like a bigger band. I was expecting to run into like a different, someone around our size saying like, yeah, we're doing the same thing.
There's this really super cool band called Spoken that's been around for like, I don't know, he said 18 years he's been doing it. And he was we played a show with them, and the next day they were going to Life Fest, or like 2 days, and we had just played Life Fest. And it was so cool. We got to sit there and talk to the dude. I think his name's Matt. you know, and just talked to him about everything. He was telling us how he's toured, you know, headlining with like the Chariot and like all these crazy bands that August Burns Red and all these crazy bands that we grew up listening to. And he gave us awesome advice that I remember to this day. And you know, when we have tough times, I'm like, yo, remember when Matt said this? And we're just like, yeah. And then we go into like a conversation about it. I met the vocalist of Red Jumpsuit Apparatus because I was doing like this session with dogs because we love dogs like everyone else in the world. And it was like dogs of Armory Infirmary. And I was just like, hey man, I like your dog. Can we see it? Like, can I film it? He was like, yeah man. And I was like, okay, say your name. And he's like, hi, I'm Ronnie. I play in a band called Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. And I was like, ha! And I was like, I can't talk. What's the dog's name? So that was really cool.
You have any last words?
I changed my mind. If I was a woman, I
Oh
would
my
have
God.
a baby. I would name it Shaquanda if it's a girl, Marquise if it's a guy, and yeah, I don't know. I would box guys because they can't hit me back.
Last words. Check out a band called Sabella. Check out a band called Burials. Check out a band called Rose and Gordon-Levitt. Check out
Gucci.
a band called
Triumph.
I hate gross.
Past Hope. Who am I missing? Memoria. And
Providence.
If we missed you, sorry.
And yeah, and we played this crazy festival real quick called I Matter. And anyone that may watch this and see this that was there, thank you. That meant the world to us. Craziest experience of my life, playing with bands like We Came as Romans, Stick to Your Guns, and my favorite band, Mouth of the South, Sleeping Giant.
Gideon.
So Gideon, Fit for King. So thank you so much for anyone that was there. And yeah, that was probably the coolest experience of tour and hanging out and playing music in my life. So thank you guys so much for caring about us and not
Thank you
interview
so
us.
I play one string.
Yay, good job.
Thank you.